about the Han Dynasty. Let's watch. Where is the video that I have over here? Compartir. Here is the video. Here is the video. Here is the video. No, it's not the video. It's the PowerPoint. Let's begin with the PowerPoint. Okay. Now. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry. Sorry. Oh my God. Oh man.
That's you, teacher.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch a flu. Okay, now the Han Dynasty, guys. Let's begin. The Han Dynasty government. The Han Dynasty government was based on the ideas of Confucius. Remember Confucius? He was a philosopher during those days. It lasts until this dynasty. When the Qing dynasty, that is the other one, that the previous are the Han dynasty. Remember I mentioned there were three more, the most important dynasty. When the Qing dynasty collapsed in 207 BC, several different groups battled for power. After several years of fighting, an army led by Liu Bang. Liu Bang, he was the first emperor in this Han dynasty. Won control. Liu Bang became the first emperor of Han dynasty. Lescano just arrived. Where are you, Lescano? Here you are, Lescano. Okay, dynasty. This Chinese dynasty lasted for more than 400 years. O sea que más de 4 siglos duró esta dinastía. Okay, now the rise of a new dynasty. Liu Bang, ya lo mencioné, Liu Bang, a pesar, imagínense, él era un campesino y siendo campesino, él logró ser el emperador en esa dinastía. Liu Bang, a peasant, was able to become emperor in a large part of because of the Chinese belief in the mandate of heaven. Según la leyenda, él fue designado por los cielos. He was the first common person to become emperor. He earned people loyalty and trust. Se ganó la lealtad y la confianza de la gente. In addition, he was well liked by both soldiers and peasants. Lo querían mucho los soldados y también los campesinos, which helped him to maintain control. Y así, él mantenía el control en su territorio. Liu Bang's rule was different from the strict legalism of the king. Aparentemente, la dinastía Qing, ellos se basaban en el legalismo y acuérdense que el legalismo era, se establecían, se apoyaban en muchas leyes para todo tipo de leyes. Aquí no. He wanted to free people from harsh government policies. In addition to set new policies, Liu Bang changed the way government worked. He set up government structure that built on the foundation begun by the king. He also relied on educated officials to help him to rule. Now, lo que vemos aquí anaranjado era la extensión de la dinastía Han. Todo esto le pertenecía a la dinastía Han. Y aquí vean que se construyó la famosa la muralla china. Toda esta que se ve es la muralla china.
Imagínense. ¿Cuánto tomó construir la muralla china?
Sí, señor, lo construyeron en ese periodo. La muralla china lo construyeron en el periodo Han. Todo esto para defenderse de los ¿cómo se llama? De los invasores, los mongoles o cualquiera que vendiese por esta área.
No, tía, pero Luis preguntó cuánto tardó en construirse.
Ajá, así mismo es. Ok, now.
Tía, pero años. ¿Cuánto tardó en hacerse?
No sabía decirle. Now, let's talk about my family. Dice family life. ¿Cómo era la vida familiar? Acuérdense que en el confucianismo ellos decían que la familia era una pieza muy importante en la sociedad. Dice family life was supported and strengthened in Han China. Confucian ideas about the family became important in Chinese society. In the Confucian system, people were divided into 4 classes. Habían 4 clases. The upper class was made of the emperor, his court, scholars who held government positions. Now, the second class, it was the largest. It was made up with the peasants, o sea, los campesinos estaban en la segunda clase. La tercera clase estaban quien era the artisan, who produced items for daily life and some luxury goods. And at the bottom, el cuarto, eran los mercaderes. Merchants occupied the lowest class because they did not produce anything. The military was not an official class in the Confucian system. Still, joining the army offered men a chance to raise in society status because the military was considered part of the government. Lives in rich and poor, la vida de los ricos y los pobres. The classes only divided people into social rank, nada más. They did not indicate wealth or power. For instance, even though peasants made up the second highest class, they were poor. On the other hand, some merchants were wealthy and powerful despite they were in the lowest class. People's lifestyle varied according to wealth. Varía de acuerdo a su riqueza, lo que tenía. The emperor and his court lived in a large palace. The wealthy filled their home with expensive decoration. They include paintings, pottery, bronze lamp, and jade figuras de jade. Most people in the Han Dynasty did not live like the wealthy. Nearly 60 million people live in China during the Han Dynasty. Y aquí en Panamá solamente somos 4 millones. And about 90% of them were peasants who lived in the countryside. Heavy taxes and bad weather forced many farmers to sell their lands and work for rich landowners. By the last year of the Han Dynasty, only a few farmers were independent. Chinese peasants lived simple lives. They wore plain clothing made with fiber from native plants, and main foods they ate were cooked grains. Ellos cocinaban granos. The revival of the family. Como le dije, en la filosofía de Confucio, la familia era muy importante. Because Confucian was the official governing philosophy, during Wudi's regime, ese era otro emperador, Confucian teaching about the family were also honored. Confucian teachings children were taught from birth to respect their elders. Los chicos desde pequeños les enseñaban que tenían que respetar a sus mayores. Disobeying one parent was a crime. El desobedecer a su papá, eso era como un crimen. Even emperor had a duty to respect their parents. Hasta los emperadores tienen que respetar a sus padres. Confucius had taught that the father was the head of the family. Era la cabeza de la familia, según la filosofía de Confucio. Within the family, the father had absolute power. The Han taught that it was women's duty to obey her husband, and children had to obey their father too. O sea que todos tenían que respetar al papá de la casa. Muy bien. Now, let's watch a video that summarizes part of this, what we just mentioned here in the Han Dynasty. Let's watch this one, and then another one that talks about all the inventions that they invent during those years. Let's watch this one first, guys. If it works. It's coming.
The Han Dynasty began in 206 BC when a man named Liu Bang, who had been born a peasant, led a group of generals to overthrow the Qin Dynasty. This started a 400-year period of prosperity, sometimes referred to as China's first golden age. The capital of the dynasty was at Chang'an, and at the time it was one of the biggest cities in the world. The Han Dynasty saw massive territorial expansion, with China's area almost doubling. The Han defeated the tribes to the north and signed treaties with the clans to the west. This made travel safer and led to the establishment of what became known as the Silk Road. This was the trade route connecting China with the Roman Empire, thousands of miles away in Europe. The Han also saw massive cultural developments, with Confucianism, which had been suppressed under the Qin, rising to become the state philosophy of China's aristocracy. Officials were evaluated on their conduct according to the Confucian values, and an imperial university was established to train them. It was also during the Han period that Buddhism spread to China from India. Buddhism's emphasis on compassion and universal salvation appealed to the masses. Along with Confucianism and Taoism, Buddhism became one of China's three main religions that would dominate the faith of the Chinese people for the next 2,000 years. The Han Dynasty gave rise to some of China's most well-known historical figures, such as Sima Qian, who wrote the Record of the Grand Historian, the definitive record of China's early history, and also Han Xin, the general who helped Liu Bang establish the Han Dynasty. The Han Dynasty was briefly interrupted in the year 9 AD, when the nephew of the empress, Wang Mang, seized the throne. 14 years later, Liu Xiu, a descendant of Liu Bang, eventually toppled him, and the Han Dynasty, with 12 more emperors, continued for another 200 years. But like all dynasties in Chinese history, the Han could not last forever. It officially ended in the year 220 AD. Trouble at court and uprisings across the empire led to its eventual downfall. The warlord Dong Zhuo led troops into the capital, kick-starting the battles between various warlords. Eventually, Cao Cao managed to establish the Wei state north of the Yangtze River. Sun Quan established the Wu state to the south of the Yangtze, and Liu Bei the Shu state in the west, starting the period known as the Three Kingdoms.
Okay, now let's watch the other one that talks about all
Teacher, una pregunta.
Teacher,
that
the
happened
Chinese
during those.
dynasties had very good ideas.
Teacher, una pregunta.
Go ahead.
Teacher, según lo que yo entiendo, los Han derrotaron a los Qin.
Ajá,
Esa era mi pregunta.
sí. Es que eran, acuérdate, eran tres dinastías. La primera es primero vino la Song, que es la que ya estudiamos. Después vino la Qing, que no la hemos estudiado. Y ahora estamos estudiando la Han. Por cuestiones de tiempo no estudiamos la Qing. Pero sí es así, son las tres grandes dinastías en China. ¿Ya? Now let's watch this video, guys. It's about all the invasion that
You need to know about
Han
the
Dynasty.
Han Dynasty because they had a huge impact on you. Anyone else thinking of Han Solo and the Empire? Oh, sorry, let's focus. The Han Dynasty came into power after the Qin Dynasty. The people of China were fed up with the harsh legalist rule of Qin Shi Huangdi and welcomed a change. The Han rulers mixed legalism and Confucianism and came up with a solid government that ruled China for over 400 years. During this long period of stability and wealth, or Golden Age, people had time to be creative and come up with new inventions and discoveries that improved people's lives. For example, the Han Dynasty excelled at warfare and expanded their empire. All men served 2 years in the army, and advances in ironwork improved armor and made longer, better swords. They invented the crossbow and used kites, yes, kites, to measure distances, send messages, and scare enemies. I already mentioned the new and improved Han government. They used the centralized government of the Qin, but added Confucian ideas of leading by example and a moral, honest government. The Han set up a bureaucracy. It's a pyramid-shaped government with a few at the top and many at the bottom. Each level directs the people below them. The best thing the Han did was make their officials earn their jobs by taking a civil service exam. This ensured qualified people ran the government. Several farming inventions developed under the Han rulers. The chain pump moved water from low irrigation ditches and canals up to the fields. They made iron plows and the wheelbarrow, simple inventions that made farming easier. In industry, the Han invented a foot-powered machine that wound silk fibers onto a large reel. Silk was the #1 trade export of China, and the faster they could make it, the better. Under the Han, the Chinese learned how to mine salt from underground. They invented iron-tipped bamboo drills that reached as deep as 1,000 feet. They used the bamboo to bring the salt water up, boil off the water, and use the salt to preserve their meat and vegetables. You can thank the Han for inventing paper and the art of calligraphy. Before paper, they wrote on silk. Very expensive. Paper was cheap, so people could afford to write, and it made great books. New medical practices started under the Han Dynasty. The Chinese believed that illnesses were caused when the yin and the yang forces of the body were out of balance. Healers had to restore balance. They used acupuncture or needles for curing illnesses like headaches. Another medical technique is moxibustion, where powdered moxa is placed on skin and lit on fire. The heat reduces pain in diseases like arthritis. Hey, Michael Phelps used it before swimming in the Olympics. They also used wine as an anesthetic to take away pain. The Chinese knew how the human body worked. They used the heartbeat and pulse to judge a person's health, just like your doctor. They also knew that blood circulates from the heart and back again. The Han Dynasty rocked the science world. Their astronomers recorded comets, solar eclipses, and discovered that the moon shines by reflecting the sun's light. They invented the seismograph to detect the direction of earthquakes and the magnetic compass with a lodestone to tell direction. So when you're watching Han Solo saving the galaxy, remember the Han Dynasty and all of their amazing inventions and ideas that changed your world.
Okay, guys. With this video, we are halfway of the
Teacher,
chapter of the Han Empire. Yes.
the Han Dynasty is the dynasty that I think that have done most of the things.
Inventions, yes, I think they were, that's why they were important, that's why. Okay?
Since the seismograph is still used, only
That's-
only that more modern.
Yes, that's the more modern. Okay, guys, then remember, try to complete the vocabulary, the assessment question that has to be written in your notebook. And also remember, on Monday, you have the test number 1. Okay? Are we clear? Do you have any other questions? Questions? No questions? Okay, we don't have any other questions. Then see you on Monday. Have a nice weekend. And please remember, watch your hand. Okay? Bye-bye. Take care, guys.
Bye, teacher.
Bye.